Everyone keeps saying they're waiting for the interest rates to drop before buying a home. But here's the interesting part. Buyers across Maryland are still purchasing homes right now. So the real question isn't just when will rates drop. The real question is, should you actually wait? Let's talk about what's really happening in the Maryland housing market in 2026. Should you buy a home now or should you wait for interest rates to drop? Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Pinder with the Pinder Group of eXp Realty. If you've been watching the news or scrolling through social media, you've probably seen a lot of headlines about interest rates, inflation, and what the housing market might do next. And because of that, many buyers have been sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment to jump into the market. But something interesting is happening right now here in Maryland and across the Washington, D.C. metro area. Even though interest rates haven't dramatically fallen yet, buyers are still purchasing homes. So today, let's talk about why that's happening, what's really going on in the Maryland housing market in 2026, and how you can decide whether buying now or waiting makes the most sense for you. First, let's start with the biggest factor everyone is talking about, interest rates. Over the past few years, we experienced historically low interest rates. Many homeowners locked in rates that were under 3%, which was incredible at the time. But when rates started rising again, many buyers decided they were going to pause their plans and wait for rates to come back down. And that made sense. Mortgage rates directly affect affordability. Even a small change in the interest rate can make a difference in your monthly payment. But here's the thing. Life doesn't always wait for interest rates to cooperate. And that's one of the biggest reasons we're still seeing buyers move forward in today's market. Across Southern Maryland, including communities like Accokeek, Upper Marlboro, Waldorf, and Brandywine, many buyers are entering the market not because rates are perfect, but because life circumstances are changing. Some families have simply outgrown their current homes. Maybe they bought their first home years ago and now they need more bedrooms or a larger kitchen or a bigger backyard for their kids. Other buyers are planning for multi-generational living where parents or extended family members may be moving in. Some people are relocating for work or deciding they want a different lifestyle that better fits their long-term goals. And when those life transitions happen, waiting another year or two just for a slightly better interest rate may not be the best solution. Now let's talk about another factor that is shaping the Maryland housing market right now, and that's inventory. One of the reasons the market remains active is because there are still fewer homes available than many buyers would like. A lot of homeowners who purchased homes during those ultra low interest rate years are choosing not to sell. They have a great rate, they love their home, and they're comfortable staying where they are. Because of that, the number of resale homes coming onto the market has remained somewhat limited. And when inventory is limited, well-priced homes that are in good condition still attract strong buyer interest. That's why you may still see homes selling quickly in certain neighborhoods, even though rates are higher than they were a few years ago. But here's another area of the market that's become extremely interesting recently, and that's new construction. Builders across Maryland and Southern Maryland communities have been offering some very attractive incentives to buyers. In many new construction communities, builders are offering things like closing cost assistance, mortgage rate buy-down programs, appliance packages, upgraded design features, or even ducts and finished basements. Those incentives can sometimes reduce a buyer's upfront costs or monthly payments enough that buyers now become much more manageable. For many buyers, especially move-up buyers looking for their second or forever home, new construction communities are creating opportunities that just simply didn't exist a few years ago. Now let's talk about something you may have heard recently in real estate conversations. There's a phrase that has become very popular, and that phrase is this: marry the house, dig the rate. What that means is this: you buy the house that fits your lifestyle and your long-term goals right now. And if the interest rate drop in the future, you may have the opportunity to refinance your mortgage at that time. Interest rates change over time. That's super normal. But the right home in the right community with the right features for your family doesn't always appear at the exact moment when interest rates are at their lowest. Now, that doesn't mean buying now is the right decision for everyone. Some buyers are choosing to wait, and that can also be a smart strategy depending on your financial situation. For example, some buyers are using this time to build up their savings, improve their credit scores, or pay down existing debt. Others are simply watching the market closely to see what happens over the next year. And there's nothing wrong with being patient. If you're not financially or emotionally ready to move forward yet. But there is something important to consider when it comes to waiting. If interest rates drop significantly in the future, that could bring a large number of buyers back into the market at the same time. When that happens, competition tends to increase. More buyers begin searching for homes, which can create multiple offer situations again and push home prices higher. So ironically, the moment many buyers are waiting for also could be the moment that the market becomes more competitive. That's why the decision about when to buy shouldn't be based only on interest rate. It should be based on your own personal situation, your long-term goals, and whether the timing works for your life. If you're financially prepared, if you've spoken with a lender, and if you found a home that truly supports your next chapter, buying now makes a lot of sense. But if you're still preparing, building, savings, or simply not ready to make a move yet, waiting while you strengthen your position can also be the right decision. The key is having strategy. And that's something I always talk about with my clients. Real estate decisions should never feel rushed or stressful. They should feel thoughtful and intentional. Whether someone is buying their first home, moving into their forever home, or upgrading into a larger property for their family, the process should be built around a clear plan. And when you have the right plan in place, the market becomes so much more easier to navigate. So if you're watching the Maryland housing market right now and wondering whether you should buy now or wait, the first step is simply understanding your options. Have conversations with professionals. Speak with a lender. Understand what your buying power looks like and explore the communities that may fit your lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, buying a home isn't just about interest rates or market headlines. It's about finding the place where your life can grow. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the Southern Maryland area, including Accokeek, Upper Marlboro, Waldorf, or the surrounding communities, I'm always happy to have a conversation and help you build a strategy that works for your goals. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and follow along as we continue talking about what's really happening in the Maryland housing market. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.